Today I want to talk about a truly astounding op-ed that was published in the New York Times a few months ago. Here's the title: "We're kidding ourselves that workers perform well from home." Unsurprisingly, this piece was written by a law firm partner who believes he and his partners did their employees a favor by reopening their offices only 5 weeks after the COVID-19 stay-at-home orders were issued. His basis for the claim that workers don't perform well from home: quote, "On Zoom, some people were distracted and anxious to leave meetings, but in person, they were engaged and animated. There was just no comparison." Oh my goodness. His firm had human beings there who were affected by the upheaval caused by a deadly pandemic, which for most of us included massive disruption in our home lives. Ugh, how inconvenient for him. So he says his employees were distracted, but did it result in diminished work product? The author writes that other lawyers in his city claimed to be happy with remote work, but he believes it prevented us from performing at our sharpest. And then, of course, there's this quote: "There is a cost to working at home that goes beyond depression, disconnectedness, and failing to bathe regularly. It can drain morale and diminish collegiality, because nothing is more collegial and morale boosting than requiring your employees to come to work during a deadly pandemic against the advice of medical and epidemiological experts." He tells us that no one was forced to come into the office against their wishes, but I think we can all be understandably skeptical of whether or not employees really felt like they could be honest about what their wishes were. Of course, he cites nameless clients and other lawyers who he says told him that they were envious of the decision to reopen to bolster his argument that reopening was the right decision. But lest you think this was all about the money, he reassures us. Our choice to reopen our office was not just about our bottom line. Never mind that the piece opens with him bragging about paying special bonuses to employees because 2020 was the firm's best year ever. No, it was not just about the bottom line. It was also that the partners of the firm felt some moral obligation to help our city thrive again. Exactly how they provided this help is unclear. But hey, good news. He thinks their decision paid off because their revenue grew by 39%. But this was definitely not just about the money. As the year wore on, he tells us, it became clear to me that ambitious lawyers at firms like ours simply couldn't thrive in a virtual setting. As the year wore on, dude, you reopened your office after 5 weeks. But hey, at least no one got sick. Oh wait, our choice to reopen was not without consequence. Some people at our firm did get sick with the virus after we reopened. Some may have picked it up at a bar they visited together. No one was hospitalized or became seriously ill. No one was hospitalized? Way to set a high bar. What a morale booster. Law firms, why? Why are you this way? For more on the ridiculous antics of law firms, in this case, Big Law, check out this video on the screen where I share what I am hearing from Big Law associates in 2021. I'll see you in the next video.